Hey guys, this is Allie Edwards, and today I want to give you a video tutorial on how to work with the Week in the Life Layer Templates Volume 3. This is going to be the same as working with any other layer template sets that we may have had in the past, and I usually do this kind of tutorial each year, even though the steps are essentially the same. So if this is your first time purchasing templates, this will be a great walkthrough for you. And if you have done it before, but you just want a refresher, this should also help you as well. So here is a quick look just via the preview image of what is included. I'm working with the 6x8 layer templates. These are also available as 8.5 by 11. And then there is a 4x6 version as well. Wait, let me find that one. Let's see. Hold tight. There's the 4x6 version. The 8.5 by 11 looks basically the same as the 6x8. And so when you purchase these and you download them and unzip the file for your desktop, what you are going to find is a few things. One is you're going to see the layer templates for the day of the week title pages is what I call these. And these look just like this, and they are available in is files as well as in was files. And so I'm using was, like this was Sunday, but I know that some people like the present tense as well. So I included both of those. So you have your choices of that. And then you also have your choices of these collage templates is essentially what I call them. And there are 7 of them. You could use one for each day, or you could use the same one over and over again if you wanted to as well. I'm just clicking through the options there so you can see kind of what those look like with little spaces for adding journaling or sentences or those kinds of things. So let me just walk you through how to use these. Again, I'm using these in Photoshop. I'm just going to open it up right in there. We'll come back to this in a minute. Actually, let's open up one of these other ones as well. Let's do this one, just so that we'll have it. And I just drag them and drop them onto the Photoshop icon down at the bottom of the dock there. Okay, so this is what the file looks like for Monday. Now remember that these are layered templates, and so what that means is that there are actually layers there that you can move around. So over here, this is your layers palette. You can turn things off and turn things on if your computer is working faster than mine is. I'm getting the spinning wheel there. In a minute here, it's going to turn that one off and turn it on again. There's This Was Monday. Here's the background. I always just have a background on there, but as you're going to see in just a minute, I am going to bring one of my photos from Aperture, which is the photo management program that I am still using. And I'm going to bring that over onto this page as well once that gets open. So quickly, let's see, we'll just come right over in here. Now here are my pictures from last week, and some of these are from my iPhone and some of them are from my regular camera. So I'm just going to pick one of these. Let's say this one. I just bring those out of Aperture and bring them directly into Photoshop. So whatever photo management program you're doing, you can do the same thing in. And then usually what I do, there's a couple things you can do. You can just drag and drop this over into, let me show you. I just pulled that back there. You can take this and you can place it right on top of here, and you're going to need to move it around to get it into that space. And that's an easy way to do that. You can also, we're going to not apply. We're going to delete that. We're going to come back to this one. And I'm going to do my cropping here in Photoshop. And so I'm using just this little area right up here, which is you can enter in what you want your crop to be. So I'm putting in that I want it to be 6x8 at 300 dots per inch. And then I can go here and I know exactly what the crop is going to be, and then I can kind of decide where I want it to go. I can also make any edits at this point if I want to lighten it up a little bit. I was going to try the levels first. I usually do curves also. Curves, and then maybe a little bit of contrast. we're not focusing on this part, obviously, in this tutorial, but I just want to show you kind of the basics of, that's basically what I do. Then I have the photo here, and I'm able to just use the black arrow tool, the move tool, to move it over onto the back of my canvas. Now, you can choose with the layer templates, you could leave that right there if if it was right in the middle, but I designed these so that you could move them. And so you could move it down to the bottom of the page. You could move it up here. I think for me, I would probably put it, right about there. This also has, this is Monday, and then date of record. Now, I put that on there just thinking, people might want to put the date right next to there, or you can just delete that off there, which is really simple because you can just turn it off even when you print it. If you want to type in your date, you can come over and grab the type tool. Click and then hold down to make a text box, and then you can type in your date there. So let's say mine's going to come in. It's underneath the photo right now, so let's see if we can move it up. Let's see. Come on up. There we go. 05. I don't remember what day Monday was. 09, I think. And then 16. And this is using a font called Source Sans Pro at 11 point type. That's actually the same one that I used for my pages. And then you can come up here and you can have it aligned to the right or to the left or be centered or wherever. And then what I did for these, I actually just set it like right on top of kind of where the date of record was. And then I unchecked that layer so that I didn't have to do anything else with that. But if you want it to leave it there, you can do that as well. You can move it around somewhere else. Another thing I wanted to show you on working with these layered templates is changing the color. So let's say you wanted to make it blue, like the blue in my pants. A lot of times what I will do if I want it to be a color that's already in my photo is I'll come over here and I'll grab the eyedropper tool. I will click somewhere on my pants. That comes into the color palette right over here, and you want to click this little arrow to have that be on the top. Then make sure the This Was Monday layer is selected. Go up to Edit, Fill, foreground color, which is this color over here. Click OK, and now we have it as blue. So you can choose what you want. I left them either black or white. That was just my personal preference. And then this is ready, and you can print it. So you can print it from home, just straight out of Photoshop. If you are going to upload this to a printing service like Persnickety or whoever you're going to use, you will want to save this as a JPEG. So for me, I usually go File, Save As, and then it will come up and you can save it wherever you want. You just want to make sure that you're saving it down below here as a JPEG, because most of those you can't upload a PSD file, which is the layered file that you want to be able to work with. So that is how to work with the title page there. And again, you'll see in mine, like most of mine ended up around the bottom. There was like one on the top and one was white and the rest were black. I didn't really care about that. That wasn't that big of a deal to me. I just wanted them to work on those specific, different kinds of pictures and have options. Okay, so here is one of the collage templates. Let's look at this one. And now again, all of these pieces are individual. So if you come over here and you look in the layered template, under your layers, you're gonna see most of the time when I do this, I try to organize them into groups. So this part right here, these top 4 layers, all have to do with the things that are over here. So if we uncheck those are all the ones that were right there, except for the lines, which are down below here. And you can turn those on or turn them off, depending on what you want to have done. So that gives you some options in terms, maybe you don't like that title, or maybe you do like that title. And then in Add Your Story here, I used a font called Garamond Regular. But this is where you just click on the layer, grab the type tool, click on the layer, and then you can start writing, if I can spell right, writing your story right here. Okay, so that would be where you can add in your text. You can adjust the sizing right there. For me, I think when I use this, and I think I might use this one, I'm not sure. I need to see how many pictures I have. Really simple to just add your story right there, and you can adjust the sizing to make it work for your project. So let's pull another couple pictures from over here. Let's say I want to use this one of my cats. So we're going to open that. Now in this case, because I don't know the exact size of those of these boxes right here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to drag and drop using the move tool. And I am going to get it, you know, close enough. Let's say it's going to be right there. I want this layer to be on top of this shape because I want to mask inside of it. So I come over here to the layers palette and I move it directly above. And then I am able to toggle between these two. I just hold my mouse right there. And then if I hold down the Option key, that changes what that little icon looks like. And it is going to mask that photo right inside of that shape there. Do you see that? So then I can move it around. I can play around with the cropping. Maybe I want it really tight over there. Maybe I want it right in the middle. Lots of different options then once you get that set right in there. So there's a look at that. Let's do another one. Picking another photo here. Let's pick this floral one. And I'm going to do the same thing. This is called floating all windows, I think, but I use my move tool and I can pull it right out of there. And then let's say I know I want to just make it a little bit smaller. Now I need to move it in my layers palette. I'm going to click. Oops, first it's going to make me want to apply the transformation. But then I want to click and I want to get it on top of that pink photo so that I can hover between the two layers and hold down the Option or Alt key, Option key on a Mac, Alt key on a PC, I believe. And then I have my picture right in there. And you can, again, change the colors of those numbers if you wanted to, just like how I showed you before using the Edit Fill tool. Just have to make sure that you are on the correct layer. I clicked on the number 2 layer. I'm going to say yes, the foreground color, which is still that blue. And now I have a blue number 2. Okay, so really simple and easy to work with these. You can make a photo book with them. You can do like I'm doing, which is essentially printing them out and using them kind of as a bookend of my day. And then the inside pages are some of the things from the kit and different pictures that I've printed out, those kinds of things as well. So like I said, I hope that that is helpful for you guys, and I hope you enjoy the process of working through this album. And if you're interested in learning more about working with layered templates, I do have a free series of posts that's called Getting Started with Digital Scrapbooking, and I will link that for you in the blog post. That has the same things kind of repeated over and over again in different ways. Sometimes I say it different ways, and there's also some written instruction there for you if that is a better match for your learning style. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have in the comments below the post. Have a great day.